What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and help you guys better understand the price action of Tesla. I'm also going to talk about tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be a major day for the entire stock market as we have the FOMC meeting results coming out. This is going to be huge for the markets for the next year. This is going to be massive for Tesla too, so I have to discuss how this may affect us, what you should be anticipating, and what on earth is going on. I'm also going to talk about what's going on with some important price changes involving Tesla and the future of their cars, and also what Elon Musk, the man, the myth, the legend, Elon Musk, has been tweeting about, as we have some major tweets involving him and Vladimir Putin that just came out. So before I talk about those, before I talk about what's going on with Tesla's share price, I do have to mention a couple of very important things first. As you guys know, I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to get a free NEO share. So if you want a free NEO share, check out the offer down below. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at Tesla, guys, we were green just as we did predict in the previous video. We were up about 4.63% for the day, as many technical indicators were signaling a big run up, or at least a somewhat significant run up, and that is what we saw. Now, today was a pretty good day. We ended up closing above $800 at 801.89. Once again, at 801, that's a pretty good sign for us going forward. Now, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, tomorrow is going to be a very hard call. I can't make a perfect prediction. I can tell you a couple of important things, but that's about all I can do because of the fact that it's very unpredictable. It really depends on what the Fed announces. I do expect a small pullback in the market early tomorrow. Then by mid market, I expect high volatility. But towards the end, it's very hard to predict what we're going to do because it's dependent on the FOMC meeting. So that's what I basically want you guys to know in a nutshell. A small drop, high volatility, and then the ending is just very unpredictable. Now, why is it so unpredictable? Well, I'm going to discuss this in a few seconds. So looking at the market, we saw a lot of green. We saw Roblox in the green. We saw the VIX in the red. I mean, Apple was in the green too, so was Amazon. And I mean, we're seeing green left and right, which is a pretty good sign. But the question is this going to be a fake out or is something very big about to happen? Well, based off this, I don't see anything that's indicating that we're going to drop really hard, or at least as of right now. But I do want to talk about some important things. So, right now the market is still pretty fearful, right? People in the market are still kind of like concerned and uncertain about how the market's going to react given all the uncertainty. Right now we are seeing a spike in cases in China right now, and that is causing lockdowns and also some factories to close down or at least temporarily close, and that as a result is going to affect the entire economy. Now, I'm not trying to say that it's that insane because they are seeing like 3,500 cases, or at least they're reporting that, so it's not that insane as of right now, but it is a spike, and that is something that we have to at least keep in the back of our minds. We also have the Ukraine situation, which is not necessarily easing up just yet. There were some peace talks, but I don't see major progress made just yet. But here's the thing, those things are kind of like on the side. They are going to affect the market maybe to some degree in the future, maybe for the short term, but I just wanted to inform you guys about that. Now, this is the big thing coming out, okay? This is the massive thing. That is the FOMC meeting. The results are going to be reported very soon. So the way you should look at the economy is when we have an economy, there's inflation that represents the price of goods, our output. But the problem with inflation is inflationary data tends to be nuanced based off what inputs you're using. So for instance, the inflationary data for gold is different for that of crypto, right? The inflation rate is different. So what's happening is the price of many commodities are now being affected heavily, which is now affecting things all over the place. That's why Elon Musk talked about how logistics for Tesla are being affected. So the Fed, they have the power, they have this ability, and that is to slow down our economy. Because I know people often think we want a booming economy. That's true and also not true. We want a 2 to 2.5% inflation rate for a healthy economy. We don't want a 7.9% inflation rate or 8.5%. Now, in the past, Jerome Powell talked about the fact that he could see inflation rising a little bit more. That contributed to seeing this market drop the way it did. But what's happening is now they're going to announce what are they actually going to do. So on the 16th of March, This is what the data is suggesting. They're probably going to raise interest rates by about 0.25%. This estimate from investing.com is saying it's a 97.3% chance it's going to be a 0.25 to 0.5% hike. And there's actually a 2.7% chance it's going to be a point 0.5 or higher. So here's the thing, if it is 0.5 or higher, there's only a 2% chance of that happening. If that happens, the market's going to take a big hit, and it's very, very unlikely. And what we see as the more probable outcome is a 0.25 or a 25 basis point hike. There's a 97.3 chance, excuse me, a 97.3 chance that is what's going to happen. Now, we know this, right? This is the obvious thing. I'm sure most of you already heard this. But the other question we have is what's going to happen in the future outlook? Are there any plans for May? Because we have another FOMC meeting in May, another one in June, July, September, November, December. What about these meetings, right? We have 6 more left for the year after tomorrow. So what's going to happen then? We're just waiting to see what they say. If we get an idea of that, it's definitely going to affect how things change and how these big institutions reallocate their funds. So based off this data, we're probably expecting another 0.25% hike in maybe May, maybe in June too, and maybe in the later months they may increase it by 0.5. We don't truly know yet. So I want you guys to be on the lookout for that if you are watching or listening to what Powell ends up saying. So that's basically what we're looking out for. So for the way I see this going is I think it's more probable we're going to see 0.25. The basis point hike is going to be kind of minimal. So as a result, what I think this is going to do to Tesla is this. I think for the short term, like I said, in the next upcoming weeks, we could actually gradually start to run up just a little bit. We may end up actually respecting this pennant because so far we are doing this. So once we get to that end, we're going to probably see either a drop or a breakout. So we're going to have to wait and see how that looks. But for the short term, right? And tomorrow is what everyone is wondering. Like I said before, I expect a bit of a pullback tomorrow. Maybe in the next, in the opening few hours, a slight pullback. As long as we don't break too hard into the downside, we'll probably be fine. Then we're going to see high volatility. And then after that, I mean, where we close and what we do is dependent on the meeting. I can't make a perfect prediction about that. What I predict is going to happen is it's going to remain kind of sideways. I don't see us like running too hard or dropping too hard. I mean, I'm not really sure. It really depends on what Powell announces because, like I said, he's probably not going to surprise us and rug pull us. But like I said, in the next upcoming FOMC meetings, he may make an announcement about to what degree he's going to raise rates, what his plan is. I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see on that. But, anyways, like I said, small pullback, high volatility. Be prepared for tomorrow. We really need to see how that goes. Now, looking at this from a technical perspective, I'm just going to do this real quick. RSI, DMI, MACD, right? Real quick. So, for the next, I would say, week and a half or so, things are looking better for Tesla. Now, I don't know. Let's just assume that the Fed does not rug pull us. They don't do anything too unexpected. That's most likely what's going to happen. What's probably going to happen is Tesla's going to start ascending a little bit. I know they're having resistance at around the 820 mark and also 800 flats. We did close above 800, which is a pretty good sign. RSI is picking up. The DMI is looking better. We're seeing this flip from the MACD and the 9-day moving average. So it's looking better. But like I said, you got to take this with a grain of salt as of right now because it depends on the meeting. But as long as nothing too dire comes out, nothing too crazy, I think we should slowly start to ascend at least for the next week and a half if things come out better or as we expect. Anyways, guys, that's what I have for this video. Be prepared for tomorrow. It's going to be a big day. I'm going to give you guys an update tomorrow as well. After all the data comes out, I'm going to break it down for you guys. And I'm still, going to be positive. I'm actually very optimistic. I think Powell is not going to rug pull us. I think you just gotta wait and see what he says, and it's looking pretty good so far. So far so good. I think Tesla's a very healthy stock. Short term, it's going to be volatile, kind of unpredictable sometimes, and for the long term, though. Like I said, nothing has changed. We have very bullish pieces of news. And like I said before, I forgot to mention this, as logistics are getting more and more expensive, people are talking about the fact that, and they're just throwing Tesla under the bus over the fact that they're increasing some of its prices, especially because the Model 3 is starting at 47,000. I mean, to me, guys, it's not necessarily a big deal. You have to remember the fact that they are actually relatively great cars, not just in terms of what they're capable of doing, but they're great because of their brand. People are still going to buy Teslas even if they're $2,000 more expensive. I mean, this is just bound to happen because of logistics, inflationary data going up, what's happening in China. I mean, it's nothing too concerning. Don't let the media scare you. I mean, like I said, guys. But anyways, when it comes to Elon Musk, I mean, he tweeted some very comical things yesterday. He talked about the fact that he wanted to square up with Vladimir Putin and the winner gets Ukraine. He made a joke about that, but then he started to say that he's serious, and I think people just laughed it off. But, anyways, I want you guys to just think about this. Who would win in an actual fight, Vladimir Putin or Elon Musk? Elon Musk is younger, he's a bigger man, but Vladimir Putin, he was a KGB. He has a lot of martial arts experience. It could really go either way. I'm not picking a side, but as you guys know, it's pretty funny. It's pretty interesting. And this is what was all over Twitter yesterday. So very interesting stuff. But anyways, this was on the news, which is why I reported it. And I just want to end on that note. So guys, don't lose faith. Don't be worried. Remain calm, cool, and collected. No matter where this thing goes for the next year and a half, eventually it's going to recover. Eventually it's going to run up very hard. It's still a fantastic company, and I'm still very, very bullish for Tesla. That's what I have for this video. I thank you all for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Tesla to the moon, and peace out.